A video of a young woman in Australia defending a Muslim couple from a racist tirade has gone viral. The woman's name is StaceyEden. She says that she listened to the racist rant by another female commuter on a Sydney train for 10 minutes before she started filming and spoke up. This is a clip of what Stacey filmed.
Why are you wearing for a man that married a 6-year-old
She
girl?
wears it for herself, okay? She wears it because she wants to be modest with her body, not because of people like you who are going to sit there and disrespect her. That's not her doing it. That is a minority of people, not a majority of people, okay? It doesn't matter what they're doing. Don't sit there disrespecting someone that's got nothing to do with it, okay? Have some respect. Have some respect. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What's that got to do with this poor lady? What's it got to do with her?
Nothing.
Exactly.
You're the one that started the argument.
No, you're the one that's sitting there saying things under your breath. Shut your mouth. Simple.
You shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth. You've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything. Simple.
So that was a clip which was filmed by StaceyEden. We're joined by the Australian human rights advocate Sama Hadid. Sama, thank you very much for joining us. What Stacey did there was very brave. I hope that I'd be brave enough to do something like that. But the fact that she felt compelled to do that, what does it say about today's society?
Well, it says, unfortunately, that these attacks are on the rise and they're common, and we need more individuals like Stacey to speak up and defend, the rights of vulnerable people. And at the moment, Muslims, particularly in Australia and other Western liberal countries, are quite vulnerable to these sort of verbal and often physical attacks. And we're seeing a rise in Islamophobia in these countries. And so I think it's great to see these sort of communities and individuals stand up for the rights of their fellow Muslim citizens. But we need a more comprehensive response on the issue of Islamophobia, and we're not seeing that. And that's why, unfortunately, these sort of attacks are occurring.
Where was the woman that was creating this tirade, this really abusive attack? Where was she getting her information from? Because it was very, very mistaken.
Well, I suppose at the moment, particularly in the Australian context, there is a significant amount of ignorance being perpetuated by media, but also other political movements really driving racism and Islamophobia. We saw only a week ago anti-Muslim riots in various cities in Australia take place. So it's a combination of ignorance peddled by the media, mainstream media, and also racist political groups in Australia. And that's why we need political leaders to stand up and say that, like Stacey has, there is no tolerance for Islamophobia. There's no tolerance for anti-Muslim sentiment in our society.
But Stacey is a member of the public, very brave one indeed, but a member of the public who felt the need to do that. Is a government, are organisations doing enough to confront something like this?
Sadly, I don't think they are. And I think it needs, as I mentioned, a comprehensive response, policy responses, legislative changes, working with the media to report accurately and fairly on Muslim issues and about Muslim groups, and unfortunately we're not seeing that. And it's a dangerous trend, a trend that can take a violent turn. Fortunately for the Muslim couple, it didn't take a violent turn, but we've seen around the world, even in America and in Britain, violent attacks against Muslim individuals and communities, and I think that needs to stop.
But we have seen at least some kind of coming together, the I'll Ride With You movement. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Viewing that from overseas as an Australian was so heartwarming. The Sydney siege attack was definitely dangerous, and many Muslim groups spoke out against that particular attack, and we were fearful of potential backlash against Muslim communities after that terrorist attack. But thankfully, the I'll Ride With You hashtag went viral online, and it showed the power of communities coming together and standing in solidarity with one another and drawing on our strengths and our unity, as opposed to the divisions that are peddled by certain political groups in our society.
Okay, well listen, let's leave it on that positive note for the time being. Sama Hadid, human rights advocate, thank you very much for speaking to us. Thank you.
Thank you.